Hello, good people. Thanks for joining me again. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Ann, and on my channel, I review foreign shows. We travel around the world, like I say, from all cultures, enjoying excellent foreign content. And like I always say, we are friends to the subtitle. Now, not all shows need subtitles, but most of them do. But we have conquered the subtitle, and you know what I mean, right? You can read and watch at the same time, and we're just enjoying all kinds of cultures, food, languages is just excellent. And if I'm looking a little different today, I did get some braids, but it's still me. Thank you so much for joining me. And today, as we travel, guess where we're stopping again? We're back in Africa. Shout out to Africa. And we are stopping way down south, South Africa. South Africa has an excellent content. And this one, OMG, is called Blood and Water. Okay, when I first saw the trailer on Netflix, it's on Netflix, I thought, oh, it must be one of those shows for teenagers, you know, and you're like, is there anything there for me? I'm a little bit older, I'm no longer a teenager. And however, I'm glad I gave it a try because I was very surprised as far as how interesting the storyline was. Obviously, it's based on high school students. And to make it even more complicated, this is just not any high school. This is one of those private, prestigious high schools that, you know, the 1%, the creme of the creme that goes to, right? So family must be very well to do for you to attend this high school. The story is about this girl being played by Ama Kwamata. She's called Pulang. That's her. And what we find out is she obviously grew up with her mom, dad, and she also has a younger brother. But we are told that she also used to have another sister, older sister. And when her sister was born as an infant, was abducted while in the hospital. And really they never found her. The pursuit had been to look for her, and they just never found her. It's almost like the case went cold. But still, you know, they're investigating and looking. And actually, the show opens up with them doing a memorial. Pulang is actually invited to a party by one of her friends who's being played by Dillian. And his name in the show is Wade, who, by the way, I loved. I don't know about you guys, but I so loved him. And while they're at a party, he says, you know, I've always seen this girl here and she always looks like you. You guys could easily be like sisters. And he was referring to Kosi Ngema's character, who in the show is called Fikele. And she's just like, oh, really? Who's that girl? And then what happens is the more facts she finds out about Fikele, when she was born, she looks like her. She's just like, wow, could it be my sister? Or am I just, you know, dreaming here, or what's going on? So they kind of introduced that character that way. And so obviously now Pulang is like wanting to find out more about this girl, right? And then in the middle of all that, when she goes to school, her dad is arrested in relation to her sister who was abducted while they were a child. So it's really traumatic. And so what happens is Pulang has to transfer schools. And that's how she ends up in this prestigious school. And actually was because of the recommendation of Wade's mother. And that's how she ends up in this school, which coincidentally is where this girl who looks like her sister is also going. And obviously the name of the late girl is Fikele. And so obviously she takes up to her. She wants to know everything about her. So obviously, once she goes into this prestigious school, it's obviously not high school if you don't have your usual popular kids. And it so happens, obviously, this girl who looks like her sister, Fikele, is very popular, and she's also a swimmer. We also told she's also involved with the coach. You have to watch that. So they really explore a lot of things that I guess teenagers go through, which, by the way, I'm not sure about you, but I thought, oh my God, these teenagers of this generation, I'm not sure if it's the phones or the internet, they know way too much too fast. I mean, I was surprised with all the different things they dealt with. Like, obviously there was that inappropriate relationship between the Fikele and the coach. You have to watch that. That was interesting. We also introduced to one of the other guys who's also very popular in the popular group. The actor's name is Ano, and his name is Chris in the show. And they introduced that he is pansexual, which was something I was like, say what now? And I guess it's the idea of they both love men and women. That was interesting. And you have to watch that. They also introduce another popular kid. The actor is Tabeng, and his name is Karabo. And he was interesting because he was being raised by a single dad who is a lawyer who's extremely wealthy. Mom is not in the picture. Apparently mom lives in London, and we're not told why mom is not there yet. And obviously he takes on to Puleng's character, who's now new to the school. They kind of get to know each other there. So they explore also the idea of, boyfriend, girlfriend. And I thought, and I know, we all know, I guess teenagers do have these relations, but in this show, I don't know about you, but you can tell me, it felt like they really pushed the whole sexual thing. I felt a little bit like, oh my God, they're showing almost everything. These kids are naked. Like, I'm assuming a lot of the people who watch this show are probably gonna be young people. And I was just like, oh, come on, director, producer, do you really need to have them taking all their clothes off? We get the point. We get the point. We don't have to see them naked. But, anyway, so they really explore a lot of things. So once she's in, obviously, high school, she really pursues trying to get more information about Fikele. And then the other character that I thought was really interesting that they introduced was Natasha, who her name in the show was Wendy. She is like your activist, like teach us about Black history. That section was really funny when she was pushing the teacher about, why are you teaching us about all the European? How about the effects of Black people? And we're in South Africa and all the things that we've gone through. So she's like your activist, but obviously they also show us that she's got some issues because she really goes hard with revenge. So you get the feeling that she was hurt somewhere. And obviously that's something that we would explore if you keep watching the show. I also liked, like I said, Wade's character. I felt like he obviously took on to Puleng. He actually liked her very much. But then obviously he saw her getting close to Karabo's character. And I loved that he knew his worth. He was like, look, I like you. And I want to try and help you to figure out if this girl is your sister. But once we're done with that, this is over. Because, it's almost like you can't keep playing with my heart, Stop playing with my heart. Whatever the song is, right? Like, stop playing with my heart, right? I really loved the show. And then also the other character we're introduced to is Gretty. Her name in the show is Reese. She's like your girl just wants to have fun, live like there's no tomorrow. And obviously a popular kid, but she comes off like hardcore, like, leave me alone. But really the show is about, this almost like 5 characters of high school kids, and really the story is woven into Puleng's character pursuing to figure out if Fikele is her sister. And this is season 1. The show ends on a cliffhanger, and what I've heard is there will be a second season, which is excellent because I thought it was a really excellent show. I don't want to tell more because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I thought it was really interesting in how Puleng's character was willing to do whatever it takes to figure out if this girl is her sister. And then what even makes it more complicated, because the way it ends for season 1 anyway, is obviously she starts going out with Karabo. They're kind of dating, and remember, his father is this famous, like, high profile lawyer. It turns out that he's also somehow involved in the case of the child who was abducted, which was her sister. So really, we have to tune in to second season to really find out what is Puleng going to do, okay? Because it's almost like she's left in a dilemma, you know? The person who may be against her father in court is also her boyfriend's father. So it's almost like I love them both, but how do I, like, you know, keep this when I love my father and I also love the boyfriend? But really an excellent show. I thought it was very well done. South Africa has some excellent content. Most of it is in English, so really there isn't a lot of reading of subtitles like we're used to. But I thought it was really worth a review. Like I said, they really deal with a lot of issues that teenagers go through when they're in high school. You know, sexuality, like I said, the dating, the struggles of the popular kids and not so popular kids. It was, I think it was an excellent, well-written show, and obviously wrapped up with, you know, is she my sister or not? Was also very, very interesting to watch. I say it's worth your watch. It's on Netflix, and like I said, they did say they're gonna do a second season because apparently it was very popular and did very well. But once again, thank you so much for joining me. Please go ahead and subscribe, turn that notification button on so that the next time I'm reviewing another excellent show, you will be notified. Thank you. Deuces.